Hi guys, it is Satya here, back with another video, back with another message. This message is gonna be fairly short. I just wanted to, poo-poo's underneath my shirt here. I just wanted to quickly jump in because I've been going over some of my videos. I've been prepping to make another full moon message video, and I got a download from Spirit that I wanted to share. I don't always share, go on then, go on. I don't always share my downloads because a lot of times they're for me only, but I also don't like to share incomplete like downloads or messages until I can kind of fully put it together. But as I was going through my videos and preparing for some upcoming videos, I did get a download and that I wanted to share with you guys, and it's basically about this new moon, the solar eclipses, and how they're connected to Saturn's karmic lessons for us. So if you go back on my channel and look up the video that discusses Saturn's shift into Pisces and karmic lessons, I think it's called Saturn, the Father, the Teacher, and the Lord of Karma. I put it out on March 26th. Basically, it talks about Saturn moving into Pisces from Aries. And so you'll see on the astro wheel here that Saturn goes backwards. So it was in Aries at one point, and then it moved into Pisces. So it'll stay in Pisces for about 2.5 years before moving into Aquarius. And that will happen in February of 2026. Remember that date, February 2026, because it's going to come up later in this discussion. So that movement of Saturn into Pisces it's teaching us to, right, grow up, right? Well, not Saturn into Pisces, but the lesson of Saturn when Saturn transitions, and especially when it comes back and it gives us a return into our birth house. It's teaching us to grow up, right? Saturn's lesson is to be disciplined, to embody our personal power, which is unique because that is the message of the first house, right? You, who you are, how you present yourself into the world, who you are as an individual. So that's Saturn's lesson, right? Is to help us overcome obstacles, break through barriers, and learn the lessons that we need to learn in order to be successful in the next stage of life. And if you go back and watch that video, I really emphasize the fact that if we do not learn those lessons, if we do not do that work and reap those benefits as we move into the next stage of life, we'll be ill prepared for those lessons. Life is constantly moving and throwing us lessons, whether we're ready or not. And so Saturn encourages us to stay on top of the ball, take things in stride, but, really put in the work. So that Saturn as the teacher, as the father, the Lord of Karma, that video was foreshadowing what the new moon and these solar eclipse cycles are giving us energy to overcome. So if, again, Saturn's lesson is you reap what you sow, right? Take these lessons, learn what needs to be learned, because more things are coming towards you that you are going to have a practical, balanced, structured approach to build a foundation, and after that foundation is built, continue to build up. If that is what Saturn is encouraging us to do, then moving sort of forward into the full moon in Libra, that lesson was to create balance and harmony in our life. The full moon in Libra on April 6th was encouraging us to meditate and contemplate on the things in our lives, weigh out current events, future events, and opportunities so that we can create balance and harmony in our life. You can go back on my channel and take a look at the full moon in Libra, message 1, 2, and 3 to get more details on that. But essentially, the reading in video number 3 is where I pulled 3 major arcana cards at the top here to start with. And those cards that were drawn were the Hermit, the Hierophant, and the World. The Hermit is going in, internally meditating, thinking, soul searching, listening to the divine to get the messages that we need to get, that understanding. The Hierophant is about, traditions, morals, values, lessons that we learn from society, choosing our own pathway, making sense of the world. And the card, or the tarot card, the World, is about cycles, new beginnings, all of the things that we have at our fingertips, us being present in the world, and all of that put together. The Hierophant, the Hermit, and the World in that full moon video, that message was about using lessons, using tradition, using insight to move into a new life stage. The world is changing, cycles are closing, new cycles are opening, and if we're combining that message again with Saturn's, right, that shift into a new cycle, there are things that we have to learn, that we have to master, so that we're successful as that cycle closes out and we step willingly into the next stage, or as life drags us into the next stage. So after those 2 messages, the next few videos pretty much all echoed the same message. Divine timing, karma, karmic justice, using insight. The Hermit showed up a lot in our readings. The messages also talked about cycles ending and beginning. The Death card showed up a lot. Transforming in an important way, right? So all of these videos really echo the same thing. And those videos are All Things in Divine Time, Insight, Decisions, and Destined Transformations, and a video that is going to be released on 4/14, which is titled Take a Pause and Give Yourself a Break. That video specifically foreshadows a habit of overindulgence, extravagance, overspending, or just overdoing that we need to break. So if we're taking this back again to Saturn wanting to teach us these lessons, and the full moon in Libra asking us to weigh out ideas, weigh out information to find harmony, the message in these videos are reiterating what Saturn is telling us, what the full moon in Libra is telling us. Divine timing is here. Cycles are ending, cycles are beginning. You are being called to transform in a very important way. And you need to use your insight, you need to use this information to create a balanced foundation, because as you move forward, you're going to have to build on top of that foundation. So, what you will be seeing coming up on my channel are some solar eclipse videos and new moon in Aries videos. And what is highlighted in the solar eclipse in Aries video, which is going to be released on April 15th, it highlights a I think it's 5 or 6, but there are 5 6-month cycles of lunar eclipses, mostly falling into Aries and Libra. And so the energy of a solar eclipse lasts for about 6 months, because we typically have 2 in each year, sometimes of course more depending on the workings of the universe. But there are typically, there are at least 2. But in these 6-month cycles, and I mean, it's literally 6 months. There's a solar eclipse in October. There's a solar eclipse in April. In October, April, October, April. And I list the exact dates in the description, so you'll be able to take a look at that. But going back to this message here, there is a 5 to 6 month period. There is a pattern of 5 to 6 6-month cycles of solar eclipses, again, mostly in Aries and Libra, which to me is really signifying a long-term commitment, right? About 30 to 36 months of dedication and commitment of ourselves, of our energy, of our thoughts, of our actions, of our habits, of our patterns and behavior to this transformation that Saturn is calling us to embrace. Saturn is telling us right now, build the skills, build the foundation, learn the lessons. Don't come out of this cycle of lunar eclipses without the knowledge you need. Because the next step, whether you walk into it willingly or whether I drag you into it kicking and screaming, it's going to require a strong foundation. And I think that foundation is a balance in a habit or a pattern of overindulgence, whether that is mental, emotional, physical, sexual, however it is that indulgence manifests in your life, my life. Saturn and the past full moon in Libra is asking us to reflect on that and find some tangible, practical ways to change that habit. I mentioned earlier in this video at the beginning the date of February 2026. Well, in February 2026, Saturn will be moving into Aquarius. And we also, in that month of February 2026, have another solar eclipse. And I mean, to me, that resonates so much. There's only so many things that can happen before I'm like, okay, this isn't just a by chance happening, right? This isn't just a simple coincidence, right? If there are 6-month cycles of solar eclipses, mostly in Aries and Libra, which for me are prominent in my chart, and Saturn, which holds a prominent place in my chart specifically, if that's happening and I'm doing readings on it, like, that is a message, and I want to bring this to you because whether you have Aries or Libra or Saturn prominent in your chart or not, the influence of those planets and those signs still impact us, right? They still impact you. They'll just impact some people more than others. And as I was doing this research, of course, this is really speaking heavily to me. And I'm not the only person that could benefit from this. And so, as I told you, as a messenger, an oracle, whatever it is, a reader, it is my responsibility to get this message out to help as many people and push humanity forward closer to the 5D and keep the vibrations as high as possible. I do believe we're all on a special sacred journey, a soul journey, to really reach our divinity, to step into our divine personhood. And this is part of it, right? This message, these messages, these alignments, these lessons that the Lord of Karma, right, Saturn, is trying to teach us, it is all part of it. So I was really wanting to, highlight this 6 month cycle of solar eclipses that are going to be having, because I do believe they're all connected. I believe each 6 months it's a surge in energy to push us forward down a path where we're working on a particular transformation, right? There's going to be a period of about 30 to 36 months that are going to require us to have dedication, perseverance and strength to get through it. But I do believe that the universe is providing us with what we need, not only in the form of these solar eclipses, but also in the lessons that are coming in the full moon and the new moon. And I'm going to commit to doing full moon, new moon messages as they come up in time. So lastly, after the solar eclipse video, there will be a new moon in Aries video released on 4/16 that highlights the call to rest and renew before the transit of the moon into Taurus. And that transit of the moon into Taurus is really asking us to stop this, to end the cycle of overindulging. Taurus is a sign, it's an earth sign, so it's a very stable and down to earth, again, very stable sign that does have to balance a level of stability and slow growth with overindulgence. And so this lesson that we're getting right now in Aries, right, is going to be tested in Taurus. And whether, again, that's financial indulgence, physical indulgence, or, mental, emotional kind of indulgence on negative habits, negative thinking, it is going to be our first test that we're put to, because in Aries, right, this black moon in Aries, the full moon, that's when we kick off that new cycle out of Aries into Taurus. So I just wanted to bring you this message because I felt it really, really strongly. I was, I got a download to share this. And so I wanted to be obedient to spirit and send this message. But please do know that there is a period for the next 30 months or so where we will be pushed through a strong, very critical transformational period that is going to essentially be us building the necessary foundation so that when Saturn transits into Aquarius in February of 2026, there's that date again, that we'll be ready to take on the next lesson that Saturn has for us. And Aquarius, though it sounds water, right? Aqua, Aquarius, the water bearer, it is an air sign. The focus of Aquarius isn't on the water jug or the water coming out of the jug. The focus of Aquarius is on the water bearer, the individual that pours the water. And so Saturn moving into an air sign is really going to be a lot about lessons in, balance, how we think, logic, and some other details. So I will definitely continue to make these videos and come out with this information I will be coming back to do a new moon video that highlights this. It's not a spread, it wasn't a tarot read, but it's the cards that are critical to this reading. But it does tie in the moon and meanings of the moon, some of the tarot meanings that are related to the moon. These are those moon oracle cards that I'd like to explain in more detail. And I'm going to bring in Gandalf, Mirror, Goat, and Hecate, which were in which were the theme cards that were drawn in a reading, simply because they harken back to Aries, the goat, the ram, our need for dedication and commitment, Gandalf, into this deep soul transformation that we are being called as an initiate to undertake. So I hope this video made sense. Just know that, again, this new moon in Aries is really, really encouraging us to understand, take the information, gain a deep level of understanding, and figure out what it is that we need to embrace. And the next message that I put out, it'll be like new moon part 2 or 3 or whatever, but it'll discuss these cards, and maybe it'll highlight some like spirit animals, deities, incantations, or manifestations that we can use to call upon for support or look to for support as we navigate this transition. So that's it for right now. I'm so tired. I have been doing video after video after video. I really hope, though, that this has been helpful for you. I do this kind of stuff for me, right? I research this kind of stuff for me because I'm totally into it. But I also do feel called to share this information with you guys, or else I really, I wouldn't be on YouTube doing it. So I hope this is helpful. I hope that you guys are enjoying the videos. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share my videos with others if you think, you have friends or family that might be interested in these types of messages. And follow me on Instagram. I'm under the same name on Instagram. I post pictures of nature, my cute little dogs, and of course tarot, astrology, and other esoteric material. And don't forget that throughout the month of April, I have a 25% off promotion for readings. So if you are interested in that, make sure you check me out on Etsy. And thanks so much for joining me again. I hope you guys have a good night. I'm gonna go to bed. I'm tired. But I am wishing you peace, love, boom, and blessings. I will see you the next time around, collective. Bye.